Two great coaches and two great rivals saw a classic in game one. Illinois State and Southern. Saw Southern win 6-3. SIU saw Illinois State tie it in the sixth, but then Caitlin Massa broke it open with a single to left to make it 5-3. The Salukis won 6-3 in game one. Game two between SIU and Illinois State in a weekend doubleheader. SIU took game one and looked to sweep the weekend against the Redbirds. We welcome you atop the dugout at Charlotte West Stadium. I'm Connor Onion. Look who we've got with us. We've got the former Saluki shortstop, Will Farmer. Welcome. Saw a pretty good one there in game one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, classic pitcher's duel to start out, but then the Salukis busted out for 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, but Illinois State answered right back with 3 more of their own in the top of the 6th, but then Salukis again answered back with 3 more of their own to keep the lead for the rest of the game. Well,
game two, it's still really cold here. The wind's kind of blowing across. Good for righties, not as good for lefties, but should see some more offense.
Oh, absolutely. I expect more offense in this game. You're not going to see Fink or Jones in the second game, more likely than not, at least to start. So it's going to be a lot more offense for both of these clubs. I expect a lot more runs today.
So the Salukis took game one. They look for the sweep. And their second series win in Valley play. They come in at 3-1. Illinois State looking for win number 1 in conference play after being swept last weekend and losing game 1 here today. Savannah Dover taking the circle, and her first pitch to Riley Hale is outside. So Dover on the season, 3.99 ERA. She's 3-8. This is her 13th start, 14th appearance today. 59 2/3 innings of work. And facing the top for Illinois State in the top of the first. So it was pitching in game one through 4.5 innings, Will, and then all of a sudden both teams turned on the offensive jets, made it a 6-3 game.
Yeah, absolutely. The Illinois State kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with an error and a leadoff walk to start that bottom of the 5th. And then the Salukis just took advantage, scoring a few runs, actually 3 runs with a couple good swings. One of them coming from their 4-hole freshman, Jenny Jansen, to get the runs on the board. And hopefully we're going to see some more offense here today in the second game.
Well, Brianna Jones got the win, her 15th of the year. That leads the Valley.
Jones looked phenomenal. She was working both sides of the plate, high and low. Off speed looked great. She ran into some trouble. She walked, allowed a leadoff runner in the top of the 6th. After they scored those 3 runs, it kind of obviously led to a tie game later in that inning, but she looked phenomenal all game long.
3 walks for Jones, but she did strike out 5. Just 3 runs, all of them earned. 9 hits against Brianna Jones for Illinois State in game 1. Hale reached twice in her final 2 plate appearances, walked and singled. This one looped foul. And a full count to the opening batter, Riley Hale. Savannah Dover, the pitcher. She's a senior. She's a captain. She's from Canton, Georgia. She pitched the midweek and got back on track with a win. 5 innings pitched, just 1 earned run. Struck out 3, and probably most importantly, Will, walked nobody.
And that's all you can ask for, especially as a coach. You love a pitcher that goes out there and throws strikes, fills up the zone. You don't want free bases. Make them earn it.
This one out to Vermajan, 1 out.
You want to make hitters earn their way on base. You don't want to give them free passes because, as you saw in the first game, a free pass to lead off the inning usually leads to somebody scoring, and you hate to see it. But, I mean, hey, if you're going to get walked, you'll take it as an offensive club.
Got one.
It's an Illinois State team that's looking to get that lineup going. They came in 10th in the league in team average to start the year, but daunting non-conference schedule again. We talked about it ad nauseum in game 1.
Absolutely.
Kind of throw some of those numbers out the window, can't you?
Yeah, you really can, because you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Their numbers aren't where they want to be, and like if you ask each one of these Illinois State hitters, they'll tell you that they should be hitting higher, that they want to be hitting higher. But like you said, that you're going through the gauntlet preseason non-con. You just got to kind of work your way through it. And once you get into conference, that's really where you're going to make your bread and butter. You're going to turn it around, really just get some wins underneath your belt, and you're going to raise those averages.
Illinois State is 9-22 on the year. They're 0-4 in conference play to start the season. Bidding for back-to-back conference championships. It hasn't been done since 2009. Creighton, the Blue Jays, won 3 straight regular season titles, 07-09. Hasn't been done since they've left the league. Fisher at shortstop, tough play, and the stretch, it's in time.
It's a great play by Fisher at shortstop. She went with kind of an unconventional route to that ball. She went maybe should have used her backhand, but obviously it worked out well. She fielded it cleanly, got rid of it in plenty of time on a bang-bang play at first. Strong arm. You can see there, yeah, out by a half step. It's a great play.
You can appreciate a first baseman with a good stretch, can't
Hey,
you?
yeah. You got to love it. When they can get out there an extra 3-4 feet, maybe cut that ball off. That's all the difference in the world.
So Savannah Fisher, the shortstop, helping out Savannah Dover, bidding for a 1-2-3 top of the first with Allison Spence at the plate. 5 out of the 12 outings for Dover in the circle. She's allowed 4+ runs, but that's been the maximum. She's given her team a chance basically every single time out. Admittedly, she said she hasn't had her best stuff, but she's kept her team in it.
As an offense, if you see that, no more than 5 runs allowed in 5 out of her 12 outings, you got to love that. You just got to go out there and just say to yourselves, hey guys, we just got to get up there, put up at least 5 runs, and we're more often than not going to come out with a win here. And that's a doable task. That's easily achievable, especially on a day like today. Wind blowing out to right. We didn't see it in the first game like we mentioned in the open. Yeah, it was a pitcher's duel, but it's going to be a little bit different in this game. I got a feeling that there's going to be a lot more offense coming in game 2.
Do you think differently as a hitter based on where the wind's blowing?
It's hard not to think differently, because when the wind's blowing straight in, it's going to be a little bit different. Like, balls aren't going to travel, and granted, you're trying to square up a ball. You're trying to hit a ball on the line more often than not. You just want to hit it hard. If it's right at somebody, yeah, sure. But on a day like where it's blowing out, maybe you can get away with it. You don't really change your approach. You're just trying to square a ball up and hit it hard somewhere. But with the wind blowing out, you love to pitch, you love to hit with the wind blowing out. You don't really like to pitch with the wind blowing out.
Well, it's not necessarily right-handed friendly today.
No, but like we were talking about earlier, a lot of these hitters have been going out of the other way. There was a couple line drives over the second baseman's head into the right center gap where base runners can go out there and run a little bit. So the hitters have been taking advantage of the wind. Whether or not they've been trying to, they've been serving it up to the right side of the field, and ball's been carrying out there. That sac fly that Sydney Jones hit, maybe not would have scored a run on really any other day, but the wind kind of helped it a little bit, and it scored that run.
Strandgard with 2 outs, a 1-1 count. And it's 1-2. Strandgard a season ago hit .306 with 7 long balls, 31 driven in. 2 home runs so far this season. A 4-year starter for this Redbirds bunch. Salukis in black uniforms. It's the blackout cancer doubleheader. Jerry Kill, former Saluki football coach, threw out the ceremonial first pitch.
He's a fun guy to talk to.
He is, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of stories.
Oh, yeah. He gave us a pump-up speech a few years ago in the locker room before a midweek game. And there were some choice words in that pump-up speech. But he was a great guy to talk to. Loved baseball, loved sports, loves SIU, and he was just a great guy to talk to, just kind of pick his brain a little bit.
You're telling me it wasn't family friendly?
I don't think it would show up on ABC Family, no.
What about regular ABC? Here's Jerry Kill's first pitch. Some would say it was a ball, some would say it was a strike. It depends on the umpire. But look at that, went underhand.
Got to give him props for going underhand.
Knowing his environment well.
Absolutely. He may have gotten booed if he threw it overhand, don't you think?
Did you see 50 Cent a few years ago? When he threw it overhand
yes.
at the Mets game?
Ooh, that was ugly.
As long as you're not making Vine, you're okay.
I guess so, hey.
Well done, Coach Kill. But Coach Kill does have a cancer foundation here in Southern Illinois. He was a football coach from 2001 to 2007, as many know. Raising awareness for that today with the partnership with SIH. This one popped to right, should get the Salukis out of it. And a 2-out walk to Allison Spence. Nothing more for the Redbirds. Salukis coming up next, looking to take the lead.
Whatever the season, you have to see Lee's Variety in Nashville, Illinois. Lee's unique shopping experience offers quilting supplies, fabric, bulk candy, and can even cut your window shades. Lee's has gifts for the entire family, along with seasonal decorations, toys, and so much more. Family owned and operated since 1954. Whatever the season, you have to see Lee's Variety in Nashville, Illinois. Lee's unique shopping experience offers quilting supplies, fabric, bulk candy, and can even cut your window shades. Lee's has gifts for the entire family, along with seasonal decorations, toys, and so much more. Family owned and operated since 1954.
Redbirds didn't score in the top of the first. One change in the lineup between game 1 and game 2 for SIU. In addition to the lineup is Shelby Hodo. She bats in the 8th hole. Kylie Decker still in there at first base. She slides up one spot, with the replacement being Haley Andrus, who was the DP in game 1. Vermajan, Baranski, and Massa at the top. They were right in the middle of that rally in the 5th and the 6th that gave SIU the game 1 win.
Yeah, and Caitlin Massa and Jenny Jansen did their part in the middle part of the lineup, driving them in when they need to, taking advantage of some errors and a couple hit batsmen at the top of the lineup, and they'll take it with those big bats in the middle of the order.
Morgan Day, the freshman, two-way player. Pitches, plays outfield. She's from Tuscola, Illinois. And her first pitch to Maddie Vermajan's inside. Day's numbers on the season, 3 and 6. This is her 9th start, 3.96 earned run average, 63 and 2/3 innings of work. Strikeouts and walks basically even, 34 punch outs, 4 walks. That's not right, 33 walks. Said they were about the same. 34 strikeouts, 33 walks.
And as a freshman, that's kind of maybe par for the course, right around, obviously, 500 with walks and strikeouts. And like I said, it's kind of expected as a freshman. You might get some nerves out there your first couple times out, punch a couple of batters out, but you're going to walk a couple, especially as a young freshman. But she did have a couple good outings, back-to-back wins against Indiana and Purdue. 14 innings pitched, only 1 earned run. That's a confidence booster to have underneath your belt heading into Valley play.
Well, not bad for a freshman. Go pitch against the Big Ten.
Yeah, there you go.
So Day getting her first career look at SIU. Trying to snap a 4-game skid as a team against these Salukis, and another hit batter at the cost of Maddie Vermajan. Or maybe not. We'll say foul ball. Say that one got her on the nub.
At first glance, that looks like that hit her elbow for sure. And they're gonna, I would assume that they would turn this, reverse this call, but I think.
Well, you heard the loud crunch.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded like the elbow guard, not the bat.
That's what it sounded like at first, but I think Vermajan also got away with sticking her elbow out just a little bit. She, if anything, this could be called. Oh, they're going to award her first base. That's a good call.
It's uncanny how much she gets hit.
And she expects it. She's trying to. You can see here, sticks her elbow out. Oh, yeah, that's pretty obvious. And I think if you're Illinois State, you might be frustrated. That ball might be over the plate a little bit. You can get called for a strike on that. She could be sitting at a 2-2 count right now if the umpire thought it was on purpose. It was deliberate, but apparently he thought it was inadvertent.
Well, saw that the other day. Last weekend, Saluki baseball played Illinois and led to Illinois' head coach being tossed from the game for arguing that very call.
Exactly right. And in the same situation, if you go back and look at it, Mitch Fairfield back then was stuck his elbow out. Same exact thing, hit the elbow guard, took his free base, and then, well, I guess the fighting line would take it. They went on to win that game anyway after their skipper got tossed. They used that as a rallying cry, but hey, what are you going to do?
Were you a tough guy? Did you wear an elbow guard, or did you go without it?
I went without an elbow guard for my entire career until my senior year. I
popped the third one out.
I went my entire career without wearing it. I got hit in the elbow doing that exact thing, sticking my elbow out at a pitch. It hurt so bad that I couldn't lift the bat with one hand. I would tap the plate with my left hand with my bat, and I couldn't lift it. I had to leave it down on the ground and pick it up with both hands, so I got an elbow guard that summer, and I wore it the rest of the year. Most guys just do it because it looks cool.
I like it up here in the booth a lot better than that. That doesn't sound fun.
No.
Especially when it's 40 degrees.
Oh, my goodness. And some of these girls, a lot of these girls are actually not wearing batting gloves, and that blows my mind. I know Sydney Jones wasn't wearing it and wearing batting gloves during her at-bats, and it's a comfort thing if that's how you always were. If you want to feel the grip of the bat, it's a comfort thing. But on cold days, those inside fastballs that get off the hands sting a little bit more, and you go out to the field, their hands still numb. It's hard to throw the softball around the infield that way.
Well, I know a lot of players, when it's wet, they'll go away from the batting gloves. You don't get much grip, but when it's cold, I feel like A lot of players sometimes double glove it.
Yeah, they'll sacrifice grip for comfort and warmth.
Yeah.
Make sure they have thumbs the next time they go up to bat.
Ever put the winter gloves underneath the batting gloves?
I never did that, no. I was always, I would just wore the strict batting gloves, even when it was cold. And it was actually nice over at Itchy Jones Stadium. We have the heaters, so you'd heat up your bat, hold your gloves up there so you get your hands nice and warm. But then you go and stand on deck, and the guy in front of you would have a 25 pitch at bat, and they freeze up again.
Well, Caitlin Massa had the eventual game-winning RBIs in game 1. Single out to left field that scored 2, made it 5-3 SIU at the time. Battle of underclassmen here. Sophomore Massa, freshman Day. And ball inside, 1-2.
I'll tell you what, Caitlin Massa doesn't get cheated. 0-2, that ball she just fouled off the pitch before. She got after it a little bit. She took a pretty big cut. Usually they teach players to shorten up with 2 strikes, maybe put the ball in play. As your 3-hole hitter, you want them to drive in runs, and she doesn't shy away from that. She's trying to drive in somebody from first base right here.
She fouls this one away, but yeah, with the exception of Susie Baranski, who's a slapper, see that really throughout the top of the order. Maddie Vermajon still takes her normal hacks with 2 strikes. Massa does the same.
And a lot of coaches are going away from the 2-strike approach and almost giving yourself up. It's, yeah, there's benefit to it. Go the other way, kind of hit it where it's pitched, obviously.
Massa clubs this one to center, won't carry. Weeble puts it away for the 2nd out.
But with 2 strikes, why sacrifice bat speed and hit a weak ball as opposed to taking your full-fledged swing, your 3-1 swing, take it 0-2. If you miss, strike out. You're going to strike out in the middle of the order. That's expected. So get after it while you're in the middle of the order. 0-2, 1-2, 2-0, 3-1.
So it's more of an all-or-nothing approach?
Almost, yeah. I mean, you're not going to swing out of your shoes and hit for the fences every single time. That's not what I'm saying. I think you're going to take an aggressive hack, 0-2, 3-1. And obviously, I mean, in certain situations, you're going to want to shorten up. Like maybe 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. You want to put the ball in play. That's not a strikeout situation. Right now, early in the game, runner on first, 1 out, 0-2. Get after it. You get a hold of one in the right center, get up another win. That's a 2-run lead for your team.
Well, Jansen certainly has the capability to do that. 6 home runs on the season. She's just a freshman, 2-time All-State player in Missouri. From Warrenton, Missouri.
She's been fun to watch. She's really impressive. Her composure at the plate. She had that clutch base hit earlier in the first game as a freshman. You can't really ask for much more.
Yeah, we had Marianne Patterson, the former center fielder, on for SIU. Of course, this is her replacement. And she said she didn't really know what some of these Saluki freshmen were made of, but coming here today and watching them play, I'm sure she was impressed by Jansen in particular.
I'm sure she's got to be happy. And as Jansen, those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Marianne Patterson was a heck of a player. It's hard to come in and replace somebody of that caliber, that stature that they put up on a pedestal like that. She was awesome for the Saluki. She was awesome to watch when she was here. But I think Jenny Jansen's going to do just fine here at Southern.
And it's crazy, an in-state player in Missouri that the Mizzou Tigers let her get away. SEMO in Southeast Missouri let her come over across state lines to SIU, and man, the Salukis are happy she did.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they're kind of found a diamond in the rough, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe stole a player away from a couple big schools. Gotta love when that happens.
Well, the Salukis loaded with young talent at the top of the lineup. Vermajon, a sophomore. Massa, a sophomore. Jansen, the cleanup hitter, a freshman. Rolled weakly to 3rd. And the 3rd out on the 5-3 put out. Kersey over to Spence at first. Salukis get a hit by a pitch, nothing more. Scoreless after 1 from Charlotte West. Yeah, I like some of the perspective. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're actually able to have a conversation and carry it on with like some of your experiences. So it's good.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah. I thought so too. It was good stuff on her end. Yeah, I think some of the best interviews are because they actually talk.
Who do we got?
Man, had Redbirds fans, a dedicated bunch making the trip down, looking for their first win in conference play after an 0-4 start, 9-22 on the season. No gloves for some of those fans from up north. They're used to the cold up there in Bloomington Normal, and their offense back to the plate in the top of the second against Savannah Dover. It's Corsi, Weeble, and Daly. 5, 6, and 7 against Dover, the senior. Dover a captain. She righted herself on Wednesday against SLU, pounded the zone. Probably her best outing of the year. Compare that one with her outing against Florida Gulf Coast in late February. Took a loss in that one against Florida Gulf Coast, but 1 earned run and 4 hits. Similar line on Wednesday against SLU. 1 earned run over 5 innings, got the win.
That's what you're going to get with a pound the zone approach like she has. She loves to fill up the strike zone. She loves to throw strikes. I mean, she had 1 walk early in the first inning, but she's worked around it, and I think she's going to keep filling up the zone, and she's going to have a good day today.
ERA hanging just below 4 at the start of the day. With that great outing against SLU on Wednesday, creeping back down toward that 3.04 ERA from a season ago. 3 complete game shutouts as a junior for Dover. This one popped toward third. Let's see if it hangs up for Jones. It does. 1 out.
Ball looked like it may have gotten out of play, but that wind kind of pushed it over from the dugout back into play. Relatively routine play for Sydney Jones at third base, but that wind is definitely going to be a factor here in the second game.
Basically the same crosswind as game 1. Melissa Weeble to the plate. She's from Van Horn, Iowa. Came into the weekend hitless in her last 4 games. How about this, Will? She's already part of her high school Hall of Fame. She's a year out. Usually you got to wait like 5 years at least. Toward third, a base hit.
And there's a glimpse why, a hot shot to third base. Did that plenty of times in high school, I'm sure, to be in the Hall of Fame first year out of high school. Jeez.
And she was the Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year. Here's another look at her base knock.
Up in the box. Quick, short swing. Rifles it by the third baseman. Can't ask for much more.
She got that big leg kick.
She did, and it's kind of interesting to see. She was so far up in the box that you almost wouldn't expect that. You would expect kind of more of a quiet approach. Just kind of put the ball in play style maybe, but I mean, she had a big old leg kick. Smacked it right by in the 6 hole.
Why do some players do that?
Have a big old leg kick?
Yeah.
Well, it's a comfort thing, really.
Is it harder to time it up?
I mean, I really never had a leg kick, but it really helps you force yourself to get start your weight back. You don't want to hit off your front foot.
Right.
Like, you don't want to have all your weight on your front foot while you're hitting. You want to transfer your weight back and then come through. And she did a really good job of that swing, but it was just interesting to see a big leg kick that far up in the box. And standing that far up in the front of the box takes away the breaking ball. You get a ball before it slows down or before it breaks, before it drops, which is beneficial, but it is prone to fastballs getting blown by you.
Back-to-back hits for Weeble and Daly. And with that, I feel like it takes great balance, too.
It does take a lot of good balance. There's good balance right there. Got her weight back early. A quick fastball, smoked it right back up the middle. Redbirds have something cooking here in the second.
So the bottom of the order pretty productive in game 1. Daly in the 8 hole, a double and a single, a run driven in. Weeble single and a walk in the 9 hole. Here's Prater, the catcher. There's strike 1 for Dover.
Dover's done a good job so far getting ahead early. But so far, especially in this inning, a couple of base hits. Maybe she's catching too much of the zone. Maybe she's going to start working more off the corners. Kind of have to be perfect in these sort of situations. You don't want to catch too much of the play with some pitches.
That one right there, strike 2. Not intimidated after 2 hard hit balls.
I mean, I'm sure she's shaking it off. Like, the first one was hit pretty well, and I think if Sydney Jones maybe a step to her left, that's an out right there. But the first one, or the second hit, ball was hit pretty well, but she's working really well right now, and that was a good job right there, elevating a fastball, trying to get her to chase out of the zone. I think she's got all of her stuff working today.
Dover, the senior, the number 2 on this SIU staff, saw Brianna Jones, the ace in game 1. That one inside, count even at 2. Prater, the catcher from Waterloo, Illinois. It's 25 miles south of St. Louis. There's a Waterloo, Iowa.
A lot of Waterloos, aren't there?
There are, yeah. I think there are 19 in the country.
You just pull that off the top of your head? Or you just...
Maybe. I think there's a Waterloo, New Zealand, and I'm not making that up.
Is there one in...
Canada?
I was going to say Michigan. There's a Waterloo in the Northwoods League.
That's Iowa.
Is that Iowa? Okay.
Waterloo, Iowa, yeah.
There you go.
Up by Cedar Rapids and Cedar Falls.
Here's Dova trying to really work the corners right here. She was trying to get her to chase something out of the zone, get some weak contact, maybe a double play, but she's going to have to come back in here, 3-2 count. You don't want to get the bases loaded here with a walk.
One smack foul. It's full. We had the Waterloo team in the Northwoods League. Is it the Bucks? Does that sound right?
That I'm not sure.
Maybe Turgeon didn't play in game 1. She's waiting next. First threat for either team.
Not familiar with my Northwoods teams.
Strike 3 call. First strikeout for Dover. Comes in a big spot with 1 out and 2 on.
You said it, Connor. A huge strikeout comes in. Really a huge spot. If this ball goes the other way, that's bases loaded with the bottom half of the order coming up. But hey, borderline pitch. That's a great spot. It's a perfect pitch right where you want it to be. Not too much of the plate where she can put a good swing on it. That was a great pitch by Dover.
So the last chance for Illinois State in the second is Abby Turgeon. Didn't play in game 1. Batting in the 9-hole, trying to flip it back to Hale. That late break on the bender for Savannah Dover. She's ahead 0-1. Turgeon from LaSalle, Illinois. Went to LaSalle Peru Township High School. She was a starter at second base as a freshman. Got hurt as a sophomore. Second base duties have mostly been to Alex Kaliva, who batted in the 2-hole in game 1. He gets game 2 off. Two balls, 1 strike. LaSalle Peru Township. Phil Seege, former MLB front office exec. He was the one who scouted Pete Rose.
Really?
Before he went on to be the hit king, yeah.
Talk about finding the diamond in the rough. There you go. He turned out okay.
Think he should be in the Hall? Let me just throw you a real tough, controversial
the hard-hitting questions. Yeah, hey. We're not being recorded or anything, are we?
It's only recorded on ESPN3 for like 30 days or something, then it goes away.
Ugh.
I don't think Pete's watching.
No, I don't.
Here's a 3-1, ball 4. So they're loaded in the second. Illinois State in game 1 squandered a few of these like opportunities before breaking through in the 6th. Carrie Blaylock will come out and have a word with her senior from Canton, Georgia, Savannah Dover.
You have to think that Coach Blaylock's got to be a little bit upset. For a pitcher that doesn't walk nearly as many hitters as some other ones out there, the 9 holes up, you get ahead, strike 1, and you fall behind, and you fall behind 3-1, and you don't give her anything good to hit. Yeah, I mean, anybody's capable of running the ball out of the ballpark or making something happen, but Coach Blaylock can't be too happy with her pitcher right now, walking the 9-hole and turning the lineup over with the bases loaded.
Yeah, this is all come. At the bottom of the order, the 6-hitter Weeble started it with 1 out, a single, and then Daly followed with a single. Strikeout looking to Prater. And the 2-out walk. Dover looks to reset against the leadoff hitter Riley Hale. Preseason all-conference pick, Riley Hale. There's strike one.
To answer your question earlier, I think Pete should be in the Hall.
You had to think about it for a bit, didn't you?
I did, yeah. There's a lot of things to consider, but hey, there's some other guys out there that are being kept out of the Hall because of PEDs and stuff like that.
Tell you what, he's fun TV.
Pete, oh yeah.
During the postseason a couple years ago, they had one.
Him, A-Rod, and the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas.
Best nickname ever.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room, listening to that conversation, even though we kind of were with 5 cameras on him.
Probably even more than that.
Probably. Another good pitch here by Dover, trying to get the leadoff hitter to chase. Hale made weak contact her first time up, popped out to second. Looking for more of the same here as Dover.
Bases full. The Redbirds threatening in the second. That get a piece of her? Yes, it did. A little dose of the own medicine for SIU after the hit by pitch to Vermajan. Hit by pitch forces in the first run.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Connor. A little bit of the same thing, kind of maybe throwing her elbow out at it. Did Hale, but anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, not much of an attempt there, but smart play by Hale. Next pitch ends the inning. Feldy to Jones, side retired, but a bases loaded hit by pitch. Redbirds on the board first through an inning and a half.
A standard pre-collision system with pedestrian detection makes the 2018 Corolla a smart choice. Tested, trusted Toyota. Get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2018 Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
True wood-fired Neapolitan pizza. Only at Fat Bottom Betty's in Carbondale. You just gotta fold it.
A standard pre-collision system with pedestrian detection makes the 2018 Corolla a smart choice. Tested, trusted Toyota. Lease a new 2018 Corolla for $159 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Burr, cold one in Carbondale today, 40 degrees. At the start of game one, I assume it's getting even colder, dipping down toward 32, but the rain has stayed away after getting washed out yesterday. And the Salukis falling behind 1-0 to the Redbirds here in game two after taking game one 6-3.
Think that guy's cold?
Those guys not dressed for the weather, wow.
Oh, look at it. They're looking fresh.
Sunday afternoon, grab some sweatpants.
I guess.
Sit back and watch some softball.
The guy's on a mission, he's got a place to be.
It's Megan Brown, the freshman from Dupo, Illinois. Freshman on freshman, day to Brown. Strike one. Day, a former first-team All-State pick in 2A at Tuscola High School here in Illinois. Won a school record 27 games as a senior. Facing a dual sport athlete at Dupo High School near St. Louis, and Brown. It's 0-2. How about this for Day? Also a bronze medalist in cross country at the regionals. Good athlete all the way around.
I was gonna say, gotta love recruiting athletes. 2-sport athletes in high school, they translate well, they work hard. You know you're gonna get a hard worker when they come to school. Can't complain with a 2-way athlete out of high school.
Brown right on that one. Brown started in left in game one. And she went 0 for 3 with a walk. Came into the weekend hitting .375. Rips that one, but it's foul. Brown's best game of the season came against Murray State in the Coach B Classic. Third place game, went 3 for 3, a double, a couple runs driven in. Ever since her first 10 games or so, she hit 200 in that stretch. Since then, around 400. Pulls this one foul again.
Players really love getting into conference too. You might have had a slow start. in non-conference, similarly how to much of the Illinois State hitters have, except for a couple. You love getting into conference because your stats basically start over.
Right.
New stats, new day, new season.
And you're seeing like competition.
Yes,
that
exactly.
helps.
You're not playing the big boppers of the SEC and Big 12, Pac-12 and whatnot.
Battle here between Brown and Day.
Another good example of getting your hacks 0-2. 0-2, nobody on, nobody out, early in the game, only down 1. Why not try tie it up, you know? Another good hack 0-2, you're not trying to just shorten up and put it in play. That's not to say that you shouldn't do that, but in this situation, she hasn't choked up at all. She's trying to drive a ball in the gap right now.
That one just missed.
Illinois State dugout is letting the home plate umpire hear it right now after that one.
It's one of those that gives you butterflies as a hitter. You're kind of waiting for the call. And got it.
I thought it was a good call. Ball out maybe. Catcher had to reach just a little bit.
I think Brown did too.
Oh, yeah.
Popped up. Who wants it? Spence and one away. A good battle for Megan Brown, but she's retired. And after the leadoff hit by pitch, 4 straight set down by Morgan Day. You get the sense that they need some depth from her after using 2 pitchers in game 1.
Absolutely, and the Salukis are kind of sticking to the game plan a little bit. They're getting behind in counts. Day's getting ahead, but they're making her work. 0-2 to Brown right there, and Massa earlier in the first inning, like we mentioned before, just fighting off pitches, and maybe it almost looks like her 0-2 pitches are catching too much of the plate. She's not really working the corners as much. I mean, as she did on that last pitch to Brown, we saw that maybe could have gone for a backwards K. But even when she's getting ahead, Saluki hitters are making her work. Pitch count's already at 33 in the bottom of the second with only 1 out. Granted, they can throw 200 pitches in softball, obviously. They could throw all day. But still, their Saluki hitters are making her work, but Day's looked great so far, too. Only 1 base runner on a questionable hit by pitch call.
3-0 on Jones. Well, with the win here in game 2, Southern can put together a pretty good weekend for Saluki Athletics. UC Irvine in baseball this weekend, and SIU took the series 2-1 against a College World Series team in 2014. Those Irvine boys didn't like the cold, did they?
Must not have. I'm not going to lie. I was watching the Twitter a little bit while we were here. First game, I was checking to see how they were doing over there. First game was a great game, great outing by Michael Baird. Steggy did great the second game, and today Brad Harrison had a decent outing. They knocked him out early, but the offense picked him up, and they got out of here with a series win. Saluki softball trying to do the same.
And Brad Harrison doing a little bit of everything this weekend. Home run, his first on his sophomore year in game 2 yesterday.
That ball was a no-doubter.
No, he's an avid SIU softball fan too.
Kind of has to be sometimes, doesn't he?
Full count to Sydney Jones.
Comes with the territory for Brad.
Wonder if he's made his way over here after the big one. Looking around, don't see him.
Not yet. I'm sure he's going to stop by. Jenny was over there yesterday, I think, during after their game got called. She was over there, I'm pretty sure.
Morgan Day looking to retire her 5th straight batter. Sydney Jones working a full count. Popped up again. 2 outs. Prater the catcher.
That's a tough play for a catcher, wind swirling as it is today, but typically you want your catcher to get her back facing the infield because the ball's going to be tailing back towards you. You don't want to be catching it with the ball moving away from you, but she did a pretty good job, Prater did, making a catch like this. And with the mascot in the boot, it's a lot of variables going on there.
Mm-hmm.
She made it look easy.
Well, Southern Illinois head coach Carrie Blaylock talked about Day, the number 2 for Illinois State, how she wants to get you to pop up. She's done that.
She has. That's been...
It's 4 air outs now.
4. Which is kind of interesting on a day like today. If she wants She wants hitters hitting the ball in the air. She wants hitters hitting ball in the air on a day like today where the wind's swirling, kind of blowing out to right. Doesn't really bode well for fly ball pitchers, but she's done so. She's kept the Saluki hitters in check so far today, which is in stark contrast to how Fink was throwing.
Yeah, a ton of ground balls.
She worked low in the zone all day long. A lot of ground balls, yeah.
Yeah, that can play to the advantage of Decker here. We talked about her tremendous bat speed in game 1 and how she was hitting some towering home runs in BP the other day. She can elevate one and shoot one to right. Look out.
And it's just a matter of time. You were mentioning it in the first game. She's, what, only 1 home run on the year? And she's putting them out easy in BP. I think it's just a matter of time before she starts launching balls out of this ballpark on a regular basis.
Yeah, most of those are to the pole side. Trying to get her to go away, and she swings and misses. 6 straight set down for Morgan Day, the talented freshman for Illinois State. 1-0 Redbirds after 2. Good stuff.
Thank you. Woo. I feel like I'm favoring SIU a little bit too much.
Nah.
Or I just know more about them. So.
Right.
Which still isn't much.
Tends to be how it works. Is she going without the mask? No.
No, she just warms up without it.
Shelby, you saw Missouri State last week. Do you know, is it Griesbauer? Did I say her name? Griesbauer and Hunsicker? Do you know their first names? Aaron. Wait a second. Saluki trailing by 1 after 2 innings. But Caitlin Massa back out for SIU. She was the player of the week for the 2nd time for the Salukis after hitting close to 700. And then Missouri State, they swept their opening weekend against Illinois State with Aaron Griesbauer, the pitcher of the week, and Madison Hunsicker, the newcomer of the week. How about that 444 average at the plate over the past 7 days? Not bad.
Not bad at all. And how about Illinois State going from 2 of the players of the week to another one in Caitlin Massa here, back-to-back weekends.
There's Spence to lead it off. Just missed a home run in game 1 late. And she probably has the most advantageous conditions today with the wind blowing out to right center. She's got some pop from the left side.
She sure does. That double she hit in the wall. It was only a single because she hit it so hard. Came off the wall like a rocket, almost harder than it came off the bat. They held her to a single. It's a great play by our right fielder, Saluki right fielder, but maybe she can turn one around here, get a shot of that nice brand new scoreboard that the Salukis got out in right field.
Well, John Roseberry hopes that doesn't happen to his brand new scoreboard, as that's through the legs of Fisher at short. Tough play, but right at Fisher. It goes down as E6.
That's one of those plays, coming from a lefty at shortstop, the ball's going to be spinning almost away from you, tailing, and when it hits, it's not going to pop up like Fisher thinks it is. It stays down. It could have maybe taken a funny hop right to her glove, but it stayed down almost like a true hop, and it ate up Savannah Fisher, but she'll tell you she thought she should have made that play.
That ball just died in the dirt.
It really did, and that's typical. Usually when a righty hits a right-handed hitter hits a ball to shortstop, it's usually got topspin, so it's going to hop up. Coming from a lefty, it's got backspin, so it's usually going to stay down and stop a little bit. And you could see there, when we saw the second look at it, it stayed down and almost slowed down. So it didn't gain speed like it would have if it had some topspin, almost like a bouncy ball. When you bounce it the second time, it shoots up a little bit more. The exact opposite when the opposing side hitter, lefty, hitting to shortstop.
Linda Fisher talking with her group with Riley Strandgard at the plate. There's some action down the left field line. Saluki is getting Brianna Jones up and throwing as Carrie Blaylock comes out to talk with Dover for the 2nd time of the afternoon. See how quick the hook is for Dover today. Of course, Jones has been one of the best in the league, one of the best in the country to this point in the season. And Salukie's looking to take this series. In what could become a tight race down the stretch. You know Illinois State won't stay down for long. Have a ton of returning talent from their conference championship team last year.
Absolutely, and this team knows how to win. Exactly that. They were pretty close playing Southern Illinois in the semifinal game and picked as the preseason favorite this year. You gotta think that they're not gonna roll over and die early in the season if they had a rough stretch like they did in non-con. Even if they go 0-5 to start, they're still gonna come back guns blazing next weekend too.
Yeah, it shouldn't surprise you that it was a pitcher's duel for most of the first meeting. That semifinal, Brianna Jones, 8 shutout innings. It was a 2-0 game and no earned runs in that game.
Right.
Salukie's won it in the top of the 8th with two unearned runs. An error and a sacrifice fly scored the 2 tallies for SIU. Corsi's the batter. Right back toward the mound. Plays to first, 1 out. So Corsi does her job in the sacrifice that goes 1-4 with Vermajan covering from her second base position.
Great job by Dover to field her position, bunted right back at her. Sydney Jones tried to come in, and usually you don't want your pitcher fielding any sort of bunt, ground ball, or anything like that. You want to let your so-called, I guess, athletes field the play, but she made a barehanded stop right there. Even with Jones right in her kitchen, she made a strong throw to first to get the first out.
Oh, she said, "Give me that, roommate."
There you go.
Get out of the way.
Gotta up that fielding percentage.
That's my remote. First base open, grounded up the middle for a base hit. Illinois State adds to their lead. They'll send the runner from second, and it's a 3-0 Redbird advantage. RBI single for Alyssa Weeble, scoring Spence and Strandgar.
There's that leg kick again, and the great swing early in the count. She knows she's going to get something to hit early with Dover filling up the zone like she does. Found a hole. The shortstop was playing her to pull a little bit. Found a hole, and strong throw from center overthrows the cutoff man and allows Weeble to advance to second on the throw. So another runner in scoring position, and more damage can be done here.
3 runs have come on 3 hits for Illinois State through 2 1/3. Daly had back-to-back hits with Weeble in the second inning. She's 1 for 1. Daly, a second-year starter. In the opener last weekend against Missouri State, had one of her 3 multi-hit games on the season. As a senior, took Downers Grove South in high school to the Super Sectionals, won a West Suburban Gold Division crown. Loop to right. Baranski can't get it, falls in for a hit. Runner had to hold up, and Weeble at second, and runners at the corners with 1 away in the 3rd.
Just kind of a tough break. Dover executes a pitch. She gets weak contact. The runner can't really make a play. She can't go on the break of the bat because if it's an infield pop-up, it's a double play easy, but she has to hold up and did her job. Smart base running, but unfortunately for Illinois State, they couldn't get a run out of a base hit with a runner in scoring position.
So this inning started with an error, then a walk, a 1-4 sacrifice. RBI single for Weeble, now a single for Daly. Sets up Lauren Prater. So 6 and 7 with all 4 hits for Illinois State. Two strikes on Prater.
Dover looking to take advantage of Prater again here. She struck her out in the first inning, first time up in the second. Looking to do more of the same right here to get out of this, get 2 outs, hopefully get out of this jam here.
Struck her out.
That's a great pitch. She gets ahead 0-2 real quick and then doesn't give her anything good to hit. Doesn't let her get barrel on a ball, get it out to center field, get a sac fly. She works away. If anything, weak contact to second can get a double play. It was a great pitch. Good cut, just a little outside. I don't know if she could have ever gone to it. It didn't have really any part of the plate. It's a great pitch.
There's Abby Turgeon. Pops it up. Turgeon now a senior. When she was a freshman, she played with her sister at Illinois State. Her sister Kelsey was an all-defensive selection in the Missouri Valley Conference. In 33 years of coaching, it's amazing. When Abby and her sister Kelsey came together at Illinois State, that was the first set of sisters that she had coached in all her time at Illinois State.
Interesting.
Now she has 2 sets of sisters on this team.
I've never played or really even known. I guess there's a couple teams where they had brothers or sisters, but I've never been on a team where there was. I've played with my brother in a couple times, a couple tournaments, but I've never been on a team where there's another set of twins or anything like that. It's got to be an interesting dynamic. I mean, do you think that they like are, I don't know, like outworking each other? Do you think it kind of depends on the relationship, I guess, right?
I feel like you're trying to pull some experience that you had with your brother. Is there one?
No, no, no.
Or he outworked you?
No, he was a hard-working kid. He was. He's stronger than me too. I won't let him know that though.
So he's still playing ball?
He did for a while, but he's taking some time off right now.
Fisher retires the side. 2 more come across for the Redbirds. 2.5 through 3-0 Illinois State. Felt like you were pandering to your brother. I was gonna.
No, I was more thinking about like it's just an interesting dynamic with like brothers and like twins and sisters on the same team because it's. Oh, that's right.
Felipe.
Could have talked about the Yachty and
the Yachty brothers. Well, that'd be a good tie-in. I think it's Prater lists her favorite players, Yachty or Molina.
Really?
Yeah. So next time up,
we'll see what we can do there. Okay, so I have E6 scored. Who had the base hit? Weeble drove in these 2.
Yes.
Yes. Only one of them earned.
Yeah, because the
Because the error at Fisher, yeah.
Back in Carbondale, the Salukis playing from behind, down 3-0. 1 in the second, 2 in the third, off of Savannah Dover. 2 of the 3 runs earned off of the senior in the circle for SIU. Salukis look to start a rally with the bottom of the order. Hodo, the 8-hitter. Savannah Fisher, the 9-hitter. Then the top with Maddie Vermajan. Salukis won game 1, 6-3 in this doubleheader. Look for the weekend sweep. After yesterday's games were washed out. Morgan Day, the freshman in the circle for Illinois State. She's been strong.
She's been phenomenal so far. No base runners allowed by the hit yet. I know I'm going to say that, and then here comes a double off the wall just because I said it.
Hodo got game 1 off. She's the catcher for Caitlin Massa in game 2. Former Texas All-Stater. She's from Northwest High School and down in Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area. Catcher of the year for Texas in Class 5A and 6A. Very high on her. Great kid.
That's a comforting recruit coming in. Catcher of the year in Texas.
It's not like the Salukis are short on catching as it is either.
No, right. But it's a good thing to have as a backup catcher, as a second string catcher that has a good relationship with their pitcher too. You know what your pitcher wants to throw in certain counts and everything, and maybe the coaches, Coach Blaylock is calling pitches or whatever the situation may be, but if the catcher and the pitcher are on the same page, that's always a comforting thing for a pitcher and as a coaching staff to know that your catcher knows what's going on and is comfortable back there. It's tough to have a catcher that comes in, especially a young catcher. The game's so much faster at the college level. In any sport ever, the game is so much faster. But to have a catcher, a freshman, a young catcher, come in and be comfortable, it's comforting for the coaching staff to know that they've got a good catcher in that part of that, with that much experience.
Well, it's so important, especially when you play a ton of double headers in softball too, to have depth at catcher and not have a big drop off, because you don't want to put Massa back there for 14 straight innings, maybe more.
Exactly. Like those legs get tired. Crouching, getting into the crouch, up and out, going to back up first. Just as a catcher, is such a taxing position. Just being in the squat, catching the pitch, standing up to throw. You're doing
And there's
golly.
a mental game to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're thinking and like wearing foul balls, blocking balls. It's just so much going on. You're thinking more than anybody out there. You're the captain on the field, no matter what anybody has on their chest, a C on their chest. You're in control of everything going on. You're loud. You're communicating, letting everybody know what's going on, and you're in control. Like you are the liaison from the coaches to the players on the field.
Here comes Tara Archibald again. The Saluki from 2000 to 2003 in her first year. Long journey back to the Missouri Valley Conference after time at Georgia. Time in the club ranks. But coaching staff messing with her this weekend, asking her where they should go eat. She's from Johnston City, just up the road. She kind of laughed and said, I don't know, it's been, what, almost a decade and a half now since she's lived in this area?
I'm sure she had some spots for him to go to. There's a number of them.
Plenty of spots still around on the strip from when she was here. 03 grad, she was Tara Glasgow. Her sister Erin was an assistant for SIU as recently as 2012. Erin Glasgow, a standout catcher at Texas A&M. 2 strikes on Savannah Fisher. And it's 2-2 on Fisher. Couple of good-looking ABs for Fisher in game 1.
Absolutely, a couple base hits, a couple RBIs, no?
No ribbies.
No ribbies, just a couple of hits, and she's putting together a decent at-bat here, trying to make up for a tough luck error she had inning before. Get a base runner on, turn the lineup over, maybe make something happen in the bottom half of the third.
Strikes out swinging. High stuff up above the letters. Second strikeout, first time through for Morgan Day. Yeah, Fisher went up and tried to tomahawk this one.
Sure did. Great pitch up above the belt, below the hands. It looks so good coming in, but tough to catch up to when it has that much velocity.
Well, that's 8 straight set down by Morgan Day, the only base runner for the Salukis. The current batter, Vermajan. She just dares you to come inside, doesn't she?
She really does. She's crowding that plate. You can't even see the chalk line anymore, but when she strides, she kind of strides closed almost, and that elbow guard is hanging out over the plate. Nothing wrong with it.
Vermajan had the walk-off double last Sunday against Loyola. Powers this one to center, way up into the wind. Weeble has it, out number 3. That's 9 straight set down by Morgan Day. Redbirds up by 3 through 3.
How do you describe the indescribable? Only Carbondale.
You can say what you like, pay no mind, 'cause I've heard it before 1,000 times. You can break my bones, but you'll never.
While other insurance companies just see a truck, we see something you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
It's just what you see.
Women's golf kicking off their schedule here this weekend on into Monday with the Saluki Invitational. Baseball with the midweek against Arkansas State before hitting the road for conference play at Illinois State, and it's Austin Peay. April 3rd, April 4th, softball hosts the Red Hawks of Southeast Missouri State. That'll be the follow-up to your debut, Will.
SEMO?
A little radio action.
Oh, that's right. Some people say I got the face for radio.
I knew it was coming. You're a media vet at this point.
I'm here all week. Tip your waitress. Oh, how about that for a little hand-eye? You see that?
I did.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
We are supposed to watch the game, you know.
No, I know. Hey, trying to catch a nap, and he's good.
Riley Hale, the leadoff hitter against Savannah Dover. 3 runs across in the past 2 innings on 4 hits. All 4 hits from the 6 and 7 hitters. Alyssa Wiebel with 2 runs driven in, and then 2 singles for Caitlin Daly. One of those 3 runs was unearned. Last half inning started with an error by Fisher, the shortstop.
The Redbirds made her pay for it, though.
See a look, that's a patch on the right sleeve for Illinois State. For Bill Dickinson, he was a volunteer assistant for Illinois State for 20 years. Passed away in October. They're honoring his presence in the program all year long. Blue pit for Hale. She'll hold on with a single. Leadoff hitter on for the 2nd straight inning for the Redbirds.
It's a good swing by Hale. Inside pitch, kind of fights it off the other way. And if you're Dover, again, another situation where you kind of got to be a little upset because you execute a good pitch, gets inside, in on the hands, weak contact, but it finds a hole. And now you got to work out of another jam here.
Shannon Feldy, we saw her pitch in game 1. She's their 2-hitter. Melinda Fisher going through some signs. You know, interesting with Fisher, talking about her background with her the other day. I said, what's kept you around for so long? Being here for 33 years. And she says, all right, let's go all the way back to the beginning when she was a student at Illinois State. She left to coach high school ball for a little bit. And I made her stop when she said, I coached at Peoria Richwoods High School. I said, you didn't happen to coach Cindy Stein, did you? And she said, I absolutely did.
Oh, wow.
The head coach for Saluki women's basketball.
Wow.
So I said, what kind of student was Cindy Stein like in high school? And she said, man, she was a character, but she could play some softball and basketball.
That's pretty cool. Small world, huh?
Yeah, went down the hall to ask Stein what she was like as a high schooler herself, and she said, I was a little mischievous. Melinda would tell you that. But no, Stein said that one of the big reasons that she ended up coaching was because who you see down there at the 3rd base coaching box, Melinda Fisher. Stein loved playing for her as a softball player in high school and just finished up her 5th year as the Saluki women's basketball coach. Out to center, Jansen in. 1 out.
And really, that's what a coach is. Yeah, you're coaching the game, but you're more of a teacher. You're not just barking out orders. You're teaching. You know your players. You have relationships with them, and that's a perfect example. When you can, if you're a coach, and you see one of your former players becomes a coach later, and they say, "Oh, well, I became a coach because what you did. I want to be like you, or I want to do something like you did." That's more of a testament of what kind of person, what kind of coach he is, more than the win-loss record. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Well, you talk about coaching trees all the time. It spreads further than just some of your assistants.
Former players, assistants, they go on. Then those assistants have players that they like. Oh, I love playing for that assistant. Exactly like you said, a coach's tree that it stems from one person.
Melinda Fisher and Carrie Blaylock alike, both huge parts of the Title IX era in college athletics. Charlotte West, who this stadium is named for, probably the biggest impact in women's athletics at SIU. Melinda Fisher, her former coworker Jill Hutchinson, kind of in the same breath at Illinois State, former Redbirds basketball coach. Spence has been on both times. She led it off with the error out to short. And that 2-run top of the 3rd. Spence from Marian Catholic High School in the Chicagoland area. She's the former teammate of right fielder Susie Baranski for SIU. They had a heck of a high school club.
Marian Catholic always seemed to be good at everything, didn't they? Baseball, softball, basketball.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
Rodney Harrison went to Marian Catholic.
That I did not know.
Former defensive back for the Patriots.
But I'm not surprised.
Tyler Eulis, he's in the NBA now. Marian Catholic grad. Burbajan puts it away, 2 outs.
See Dover getting into a little bit of a rhythm here. Early base hit, but comes back to get 2 quick outs, and hopefully she can work out of this mini jam unscathed. Leadoff runner on, nobody out, but going through the heart of the lineup that kind of made her pay last time out. Hopefully she can get out of here with no runs. Illinois State's obviously trying to do the opposite.
Riley Strandgard. Mentioned the sister connection with Strandgard. Her sister Spencer, a freshman on this Redbirds team. Yet to see her in this series. It's been used mostly as a relief pitcher this year. Well, in their low, it's 2-0.
That's got to be an interesting day of practice when they scrimmage and the Strandgard's got to go head-to-head on the mound at the plate.
We'll have to ask him about that.
Maybe a little bit of trash talk going on.
See if Riley's ever taken Spencer deep. Well, they've been on the same team for so long. Sherrard High School in the Quad Cities area.
Got to think she's tagged her a couple times now.
You would think so.
Yeah.
She's got 3 years on her. Dover looking to get out of this 4th inning. Salukis trailing by 3, trying to sweep the doubleheader. It's 3-1 on the powerful Riley Strandgard. Strandgard, a career .311 hitter. And walked her. So the inning continues for Andrea Corsi.
Number 6, Andrea Corsi.
And there has not been a clean inning for Dover so far. First, she worked around the 2-out walk. Since then, a lot of traffic. There's a strike.
Dover seems to be getting ahead, like we said earlier. She keeps getting ahead, strike 1, strike 2, but she's really kind of letting these hitters linger around. Illinois State's kind of made her pay. They've had a couple good at-bats. Even the last at-bat, she got ahead 0-1 or maybe 1-1 and ends up drawing a walk. She's really not putting anybody away yet.
This one gets through Hodo's legs. Both runners into scoring position with 2 outs. Hale to third, Strandgard to second. And a chance to lengthen this lead in the 4th for the Redbirds.
Not much that Hodo could do there. A tough pitch. I think she, missed badly. She looked like she was maybe set up outside and the pitch was inside. It's kind of tough to get in front, keep it in front of you. Of course, he was right on that pitch. She's got it dialed in right now, it looks like.
Corsi's mom is Tracy, an all-conference player at Indiana Wesleyan a couple decades ago. Indiana Wesleyan in Marion, Indiana, birthplace of James Dean.
There a Taylor Swift song about him.
You would.
I wouldn't know.
Do you have lyrics?
I don't. For the sake of my reputation, I don't have lyrics.
I feel like she's always singing about other people. She's got, what's the other, Tim McGraw. She's got a song about Tim McGraw.
Does she?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. Again, another rocket off the bat of Corsi right now. She fouled one straight back, and that was a rocket to left field. She's got, seems like she's got Dover's number right now. This is a scary at bat for if you're Southern Illinois.
Well, first base is unoccupied, but you've got 6 and 7 coming up, and they have 4 hits.
They've done the damage.
Throwing is stopped for Brianna Jones down the left field line. So this looks like Dover's inning. With the Redbirds bidding for their first conference win. They've lost their first 4, have fallen to 9-22. They're the preseason pick to win the league. The Salukis were picked 2nd, and just by a hair. 83 points in the voting for the Redbirds, 82 for the Salukis. 2-strike pitch.
And if game 1 was any indication of what we would see maybe in a 3-game series, it was neck and neck the whole way. Pitchers duel until the bottom of the 5th. Salukis go up 3. Redbirds answer right back, only to be answered right back again by Southern with another 3.
Jansen, Vermajan together, it's Jansen. No damage done for Dover. They strand 2 in the 4th. 3.5 in, 3-0 Redbirds.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, though you make my heart a wreck, make my heart a wreck, and You make my life a mess, make my life a mess, yes, a mess of happiness.
While other insurance companies just see a house, we see the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
There's a look at the standings. Drake at the top of the league through today. They were rained out in Terre Haute today, but they're the ring bearer at this point. The Salukis with a win today can stay within a game of Drake heading into next weekend series with Valparaiso. Illinois State looking for win 1, trying to get out of the cellar with Evansville down there. Have a feeling those standings won't hold as they see them today. Illinois State will likely rise.
Absolutely. They look, their ball club is a lot stronger than what their record shows. 9-22. They are a much better ball club. Their Valley record is going to be a more accurate depiction of what their kind of team they are than their overall record will, at least at this point.
So very interesting. Drake, kind of a dark horse in the league this year with their 4-0 start. Not picked at the top with Illinois State and SIU. They were without Nicole Newman, who 2 years ago was the pitcher of the league in the Valley. They get her back. What'd she do yesterday? 7 innings, complete game, 1 hitter, 15 strikeouts, no walks.
Welcome back to Valley play.
Yeah. Her ERA on the season, 0.77.
I think that's pretty good. Not looking forward to going to the ballpark when she's in the circle.
The good news for these two teams is that because she had Tommy John surgery, they haven't stretched her out this year. She's pitched just 1 game a weekend, whereas in most cases you'll see the ace twice.
Right. Well, if you're going to throw 7 innings, 1 hit ball, shutout, that's all you need. Get your 1 win, get out of there.
Might be tough to sweep. It's 2-3-4 for the Salukis against Morgan Day. After Sarah Fink took the circle in game 1. Great start for Morgan Day, the freshman.
She's been a buzzsaw. Saluki hitters haven't been really able to do anything. Not really any hard contact. One questionable call, the lead off the game, the hit by pitch that really could have gone either way. Illinois State surely thinks that it was a foul ball, or, well, it wasn't a foul ball, it was absolutely a hit by pitch, but it should have been a dead ball and stayed in the box, at least a strike, really. It could have been, in that situation, it could have gone either way, but like I said, no hard hit balls. Maybe that fly ball to end the inning last inning was the hardest ball they had hit all day.
Baranski lays off, it goes to full. Morgan Day, a terrific competitor, played club ball in high school with Andrea Corsi, third baseman. They won a national championship last summer. They weren't sure what they would get from her immediately, but had a feeling she'd be a winner at some point in her career in Bloomington Normal.
From what we've seen today, she's surely going to be turning into a strong pitcher for this Illinois State ball club. They are, like we said in the beginning of the inning, their record doesn't accurately depict how good of a team that they are.
Well, she looks a little ahead of schedule, doesn't she?
Oh, absolutely. She's looked awesome so far today.
Baranski digging toward first, and the leadoff runner on. That'll be an error on the aforementioned Corsi, former club teammate of Day.
That's a tough play. You almost don't expect a lefty coming right at you at third base, and it was a hot shot. Ball kind of ate her up a little bit, bounced right to their shortstop, Strangard, who, in that situation, that's almost gonna, she's gonna beat that out almost 10 times out of 10. You almost want to put that ball in your pocket, saving a second error in that inning and a runner getting into scoring position.
So that could loom large. Leadoff runner on for Massa and Jansen to follow. Massa reaches, tying run comes to the plate. And you think back to the top of this inning, Illinois State unable to cash in on runners at second and third.
Definitely an opportunity missed.
Chance for the pendulum to swing here in the bottom of the fourth. Saluki's still looking for their first hit. That error by Corsi at third ended a string of 9 straight set down by Day. Big cut for Massa. So Massa just 2 home runs behind the league. With 6 home runs on the year, 2 RBI, untied the score in the 6th inning in game 1. 33 driven in her sophomore season in just 28 games.
She is fun to watch hit. I feel like every time she takes a cut, it's got potential to be a rocket off the bat. Even when she makes soft contact, it seems harder than others, no?
Yeah, you talk about bat speed too.
Absolutely. She's got such a short swing. You can see it here. She just missed one over the plate. It's so short. She gets back and threw it so quickly. She's got power potential. Even when the wind's blowing in, like kind of it is right now.
Same pitch. Right back to the screen again.
Day's trying to work up in the zone a little bit, try to get Massa to chase something, but she's got great plate discipline. We saw in the first game she was spitting on pitches that were just off the plate, even in. They were working her in, out, up, down. She was laying off everything, but Day's got everything working today. It's going to be a good matchup right here, especially 1-2. She can make a pretty good pitch here.
Laid off it.
That's exactly what you want to do, especially with Massa. Such a power threat. You maybe show her a pitch up in the zone that she can maybe chase and kind of get her looking for a pitch up and then just go right back down in the zone, because she can't really do as much damage with a pitch lower in the zone.
2 of the bright young players in the league. Morgan Day to Caitlin Massa, the sophomore. And the battle continues. You know, Massa grew up just outside of St. Louis, Wildwood, Missouri. Her club team probably had one of the best nicknames ever, the St. Louis Chaos.
The Chaos.
The Chaos. Sounds like the Joker.
Sure does. Chaos Theory. Was Jeff Goldblum their mascot?
I think they muted my mic. 2-2 to Massa. Did she go? Yes, she did.
What a great pitch by Day. Just got Massa to chase a pitch up. That's just like she was trying to do before. She tried to get her to go up, 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 climb the ladder, and she finally got her to chase one that was out of the zone. She tried to hold up, but you can, yeah, almost all the way around. It's hard to check the ones that are at your eyes.
Harder than one's low to check on?
They're all hard to check.
Hitting's just a hard thing.
It's not easy. Some people make it look easy. I don't know how they do it. I barely did it, geez.
Well, Jansen's done a pretty good job of it as a freshman.
She sure has.
Back-to-back Missouri State titles her junior and senior year in Warrenton, Missouri. She's got 2 sisters, Jessica and Jordan. And her sister, a great motivational speaker before the game of Saluki softball games. In the hole, it's short, cut off, throw to second for 1, and that's all they get.
It's a great play by the middle infielder at second. In Churchin, kind of a tough throw. Third baseman has to make a throw on the run. It's a little high, sets your feet, at least gets the throw off, gives it a chance at first. So not a routine play, not a routine double play. When the throw takes you off the bag, kind of like that, and you have to reach up and it's not right where you want it, right in your chest. It's a tough ball to turn, but she gave it a ride over at first, but it was not quick enough.
Promising start to this inning. Baranski reached on the air, then the strikeout. Fielder's choice. Day's 1 pitch away from getting out.
It really felt like the tide turned with the strikeout of Massa. with your big boppers in the middle of the order, 3-4 coming up, and you punch out the first one.
And to finally set her down.
Yeah, exactly right. After
a
10-pitch at bat, it seemed like it really turned the tide into Illinois State's favor. Even with the runner on and the 4-hitter up, you could see Day. She was fired up to get that punch out. She was juiced, and that really, it almost seemed like that Jansen almost didn't have a chance.
One lifted to left. Daly, 3 outs. Leadoff base runner reaches. Next 3 set down by Morgan Day, cruising just 1 hit through 4. No hits.
They had it wrong. It says a hit, but it's not. I think they got us. Yep, there we go. Cool. Always found it interesting why third base warms up down here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess they, like, with the slap hitter, she's charging, so.
Oh, probably. Maybe because of the angle?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like, you could probably throw around your pitcher. I mean, I guess it's right in line, more in line than, like, it in baseball. But weeble wobble.
Chilly day in Carbondale, 3-0. The Redbirds lead. Morgan Day, got to correct herself, working on a no-hitter. No hits for SIU, just an error, a hit by pitch. The only 2 base runners for SIU. And on a friendly pitcher day, when swirling around out toward right center field, it's Savannah Dover back to the circle against the Redbirds lineup. And the toughest part of the lineup so far, Weeble, Daly, and Prater.
And Dover just got to work hard right here, get ahead of a hitter, and really put somebody away. If she's gotten ahead, that's really not her issue today. She's been pounding the zone, she's getting ahead early, but she just hasn't been able to follow anything up. She'll get ahead 0-2, 1-2, or I'm sorry, 0-1, 0-2. But then Illinois State batters are battling to get through this inning and kind of give her team a chance. Getting late into the game, she needs a 0 here. And especially on a day like today when runs are hard to come by, especially for her team. Hardly anybody's been on base, especially no hits. You really got to throw up as many zeros as possible. Just keep matching your counterpart in day.
Check swing, didn't mean to. And Dover sets down Weeble for the first time today. Well, Illinois State looking for their first win away from normal today. They've played all their games on the road, of course. With their home opener coming next weekend, 0-11 coming into the weekend in road games. So not only would this be their first Valley win, it would be their first road win and snap their 8-game losing streak. Feel pretty good before returning back home against the Sycamores next weekend.
What was their road trip? 33 games now?
This was game 32. Would have been 33, but yesterday rained out.
And I'm sure, as it is in most cases, a team away from their home ballpark is usually, they're not the same team as they are when they're at home. SIU, I'm sure when they go on the road, they're maybe a little bit different team.
Well, they went through a brutal travel schedule. Their opening tournament down in Tampa, they were supposed to head back home for a couple days and go to class, catch up on some packing. Instead, Southwest had to cancel a bunch of flights. They ran out of de-icing fluid.
Oh, wow.
So they ended up spending 2 straight weeks on the road. Went straight from Tampa to Tempe, Arizona.
And it's crazy. Athletes are creatures of habit. You're used to getting in your routine. You wake up, have breakfast, go to lift, go to class, practice, what have you, study tables, study hours, homework, whatever. Day in and day out, you do the same thing almost every day. And for something especially like that to happen where you're, even on the road, you've got your own routine. You go to bed, wake up, have breakfast, team meeting, get on the bus, go to the game. When you got to travel back home and you're expecting to be in your own bed,
Good pick up by Jones. 2 outs.
Eat some of your own food, something like that. And it's kind of a freak thing. You don't expect that to happen, but when it does happen, it really throws you off your off of your routine, and it's when you're a creature of habit, that's all you do, the same thing over and over again. It's weird to be out of your element, you know?
Well, think about this too. It's not like they were going from Tampa to Tempe to play Division III teams.
Right.
They were going from Tampa to play number 6 Florida to Tempe to play number 17 Arizona State. With all that considered.
That's
while having to shop at the local convenience store for new clothes, for laundry detergent, miss classes for a couple weeks. Fortunately, this Illinois State team, Melinda Fisher raves about their work in the classroom. They're a 3.5, 3.6 team in the classroom as far as their GPA. So there is a little bit more trust from the professors up there at Illinois State. So professors sent the work. They were able to take their test proctored by the coaches. So that element was fine, but you're still not physically in class. That can make things extremely hard.
It is hard. Missing class is difficult. I mean, you've got to make up your work, and usually professors are pretty understanding. They know what your travel schedule is like, and you're going to be missing a couple Tuesday, Thursday classes, something like that. But it's still, wouldn't wish it upon your worst enemy for something like that to happen.
Well, there's the 0 that Dover was looking for. Salukis back to the plate, looking for their first hit in the 5th. I feel like you kind of have to say it, though. Okay. What's that? Oof. Get some angry tweets. Hit by pitch by Hale, 2-run single by Weeble. That's it.
Maybe I'll make a comment about how those runs were gifted. Started with the air and then a hit by pitch. Yeah. And they made us pay for it. Or
and
made
walks.
the Dogs pay for it, yeah. Was one of them a walk?
Well, one of the base runners.
Gotcha.
Illinois State by 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's how the runs have come. Riley Hale hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 2nd. That made it 1-0. And then a 2-run single by Alyssa Weeble in the 6th hole. Made it 3-0 Redbirds. So Salukis fortunate not to be down 5. 2 runners stranded in the 4th. And it's the Salukis back to the plate against Morgan Day, who's been terrific. 4 no-hit innings so far with 3 strikeouts.
She's been phenomenal today, and Illinois State has taken advantage of some costly SIU mishaps. The hit by pitch that scores a run and an error that led off the inning, followed by a walk. Both of them come around to score on a 2-run single after a sac bunt. That's just Illinois State seizing an opportunity and making it pay when it counts.
Jones' best at bat of the day came in the 6th inning. In game 1, a sacrifice fly. 0 for 1 in this game against Day. Good look at this one, hooking down the line. That's a foul ball.
And it wasn't foul by much, Connor. I was looking around this window here. It kicked up in the dirt, maybe what, 3 inches foul? Golly, that was close.
Good call.
Game of inches.
Jason Booth all over it, the third base umpire. Jones has some good pull power. 2 home runs on the season. Both of them came in the first 3 games of the 2018 season.
And a day like today, when hits are hard to come by, you maybe think that Day's not necessarily shell-shocked, but maybe more hesitant to come back inside on Jones right here. Well, she did just that. Went back right inside. Shows you what I know.
So you're squatting over there. Are you okay? Are you getting?
I was getting in the mindset
of the catcher.
Yeah, trying to think like a catcher. I got to get in the squat to do it.
Jones right on it again. It's 2-2. Again, worth noting, Day, just a freshman, getting her first look against these Salukis. Her 2nd conference series. Salukis with a win will be winners in both of their first 2 series. They'll have to do it from behind. With Valpo looming next weekend in Northwest Indiana. Strandgar, the shortstop, one out. So yeah, next weekend it'll be first look at Valparaiso as a member of the Valley for SIU.
That's right.
Easter weekend, they'll take Easter off. So it'll be a Friday single game, doubleheader Saturday. Team will come back and celebrate the holiday at home. Decker lashes it foul, 0-1. Geographically, Valparaiso a pretty good ad. Of course, a lot of the consideration had to do with men's basketball. Great tradition adding them to the Missouri Valley Conference. But a good academic school, terrific engineering school in Valparaiso.
Absolutely.
It'll be the Salukis and the Crusaders next weekend. Illinois State opens up their home schedule with Indiana State, with hopefully warmer temperatures.
For their baseball team was home this weekend against Creighton. They had to cancel either yesterday or Friday because of weather. It's too cold, they couldn't play.
There's Jenny Jansen directing traffic down there. Got to get her a baton. 8 games over 500 for the Salukis. There's a look at what's coming up. SIU Edwardsville also on the docket. We'll see if C is greater than E in that one. 2-2 on Decker.
When there's a no-hitter going on, every at-bat is a big at-bat. Everybody's on the edge of their seat, kind of watching, scoreboard watching, seeing what's going on. But if you're the Salukis, you throw that out the window. You're just trying to get somebody on base, make something happen, walk, hit, error.
And a strikeout. That's 4 Ks for Morgan Day. Hey, you talk about momentum, too, in that last half inning with the Salukis at the plate. Maybe getting that first hit, kind of take the lid off.
Oh, absolutely. I think if the Salukis can make something happen, a base runner, really anything, even with 2 outs, just kind of turn the tide a little bit. Because more often than not, you see people, pitchers are throwing a no-hitter. They're looking great. They're looking great. And as soon as that first hit gets let up, the floodgates open. It's crazy how it happens. They can be so dominant all game, then just let up one base hit.
Carrie Blaylock trying something new here. Hodo out. Pinch hitter is Spicer. She had a hit in pinch hitting duties in game 1. Again, as a pinch hitter last Saturday against Loyola. Pinch hit home run, her first as a Saluki.
That's got to feel good, huh? Off the bench, someone over the fence.
Tough assignment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Turning on that one deep to left. That could carry, but Daly at the track reels it in. Different day. That might be home run number 2 for Spicer. Still no hits through 5. 3-0 Redbirds. Which one? The Corsi? Yeah, that was an error. Yeah. I was falling in love.
Which one? The one that hit off her foot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an error.
Cut me off. Oh my God.
I don't like this pen. It's not great.
Can stay in, BOP, okay? 99 catches. Thank you.
Change it catcher for SIU. Caitlin Massa in. The new designated player is Jordan Spicer, so she'll stay in to hit. She got a hold of one They're out to left, but got hung up in the wind and still no hits for the Salukis, trailing 3-0.
I thought she was about to have her second pinch hit home run and as many opportunities right there. That wind knocked it down real quick.
So Savannah Dover back to work. 9-1-2. Here's Turgeon. Strike one. Turgeon, a senior at 5'4", the infielder. Talked earlier in the game about how her sister Kelsey used to play for the Redbirds. Her mom Lori, also an Illinois State grad. Family full of Redbirds. We were talking sister, brother relationships in baseball and softball. You brought up Yadi Molina.
That's right, yeah. One of those interesting situations where you're talking about, because even the strand guards, when they're facing off on the mound at the plate, I wonder, it's those types of things. It's just an interesting relationship, how you go and play your brother, you go play your sister. It's different when they're on the same team, because there's that inner burning competition to beat out your sister, your brother, be better than them. But like, obviously you're pulling for them because you're related, but it's still, you still don't want to be somebody's little brother, somebody's little sister.
Yeah, Dennis Galloway, our producer, big fan of the Alous. Played Major League Baseball.
That's right.
Felipe Alou, known more recently as a manager.
Number 22, Brianna Jones.
Matty Jesus and Felipe patrolled the outfield for the Giants at the same time at one point. Then Felipe managed Moises in Montreal. Looks like we'll get a change here. Brianna Jones in out of relief of Dover, so looking to be the stopper after going the distance in game one. Chance for a little 2-for-1 special for Brianna Jones on the weekend. Picked up win 15. She's now 15-1. After her win in game one, went 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 9 hits. She faced 32. And her pitch count was over 100.
Well, I like the move here by Coach Blaylock. I mean, you gotta, obviously, maybe Dover didn't have her best stuff today. Got tagged for 3 runs early, and but it's tough though when you're not getting any help on the offensive front. Like, you're throwing up zeros, you're doing your job, but it's just people are getting on base, weak hits, walks, uncharacteristic walks. But then it's just a different look. Obviously, they saw Jones in the first game not too long ago, but it's just a different look than what you're seeing. Just to change something up, maybe get something going for the Salukis, and hopefully they can turn it around on the offensive front, get something going, just get some momentum going back the other way. But Illinois State, they've looked strong all game. Offense, they've been steady, base runners on almost every inning, it seems like. And when you've got Day on the mound throwing up zeros like she is, I mean, what more do you need than just 1 run?
Well, her last 6 outings have been starts. No, check that. 5 of her 6 last outings have been starts. She came out of relief of Dover on Wednesday at SLU. Allowed a run over 2 innings. Let's see if the trend continues. 6 straight outings where the Salukis have won when she's pitched. Most of those have come when the Salukis are playing in front, though. We'll have to solve Morgan Day on the other side. It's gone 5 no-hit innings for the Redbirds.
The Salukis are running out of chances to solve Morgan Day. They've only got 6 outs to work with to make up 3 runs, at least. But a doable task. She's been great, but they've tagged her a couple times. Some rockets down the left field line. The deep ball by Spicer in the pinch hit spot last inning. They've shown signs of potential to get on base against her and make something happen late in the game, but they're running out of time.
Feldy was 0 for 4 against Jones in game 1. Could this be 2? 6, 4, 3, but it's a fielder's choice, 6-4.
It's a great turn by Fisher and Vermajon in the middle part of the infield. Ball's hit sharply. Sunday hop right to the belt. Good feed. Just not quite quick enough. These base runners, they're fast. Illinois State's fast. It's hard to turn too.
Pretty good slide by Hale too.
Sure was. Made it, disrupted the throw from second. Don't make it easy on them, right? Make it difficult.
Ever make you a little nervous being a middle infielder?
Yes
on
and no.
that turn.
I usually cleared at shortstop. You can see the runner coming at you. I got spiked and got 12 stitches in my ankle right now.
Oof.
Or it did.
I was gonna say still?
No.
Really nursing that injury.
Yeah, seriously, got him. I always played hurt.
Feldy deep to right, up into the wind. Baranski back, has room. Spence just missed it. It remains a 3-run game. Salukis up in the 6th next.
How did Hale get out?
Six outs away from history for Illinois State. Morgan Day working on a no-no. Taylor Baxter, the last Redbird to have a no-hitter back in 2011 against Central Connecticut State. And the Salukis just looking for some base runners, honestly. It's 9-1-2 with Maris Bolins pinch hitting for Savannah Fisher.
Third time through the lineup. Hopefully the Salukis can make something happen. They've seen Day twice now. It's tough when a pitcher's hot and she's working hard, working up, down, in, out, got everything working. It's almost tough to make something happen, but Salukis are gonna try their darndest, get somebody on base, get something cooking here late.
Well, Morgan Day in high school at Tuscola High School had 2 no-hitters. Has worked through some traffic today, an error that was kind of a bang-bang play for the official score. With Kersey's error to lead off the 4th. Hit batter, Vermajon started the game. Only 2 base runners for SIU so far. They've been close a couple times. Spicer nearly drove one out. Jones missed the chalk down the left field line by millimeters. Still no hits.
They're on the brink of breaking through.
Two strikes on Maris Bolins.
And here's another good idea. Is the pinch hit right here. Nothing's really working. No one's been able to really square up Day. Get somebody in there that hasn't seen her yet, that's looking fresh, that they don't really have a number on yet. Just get in there. See if you can't just scratch something on, get something going.
Yeah, tried that with Spicer. It nearly led to a home run.
Nearly worked, yeah. Why not try it again?
And Bolin swinging a hot bat, 2 for 2 against SLU on Wednesday. This is a matchup of a couple of former national champions. Morgan Day won one last summer. Maris Bolins helped her club team to 2 national titles. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bolins also a winner at the high school level, 2014 2A state title here in Illinois.
Winning's a habit.
Got that tattooed somewhere?
I don't believe in tattoos.
And Bowen's a good look. When Bowens played her high school ball at prestigious Allman High School, Allman Catholic, outside the Quad Cities, produced Cody Sedlock, who was a star at Illinois. Part of that 2015 team that won 27 straight games. First round pick of the Baltimore Orioles. Bowens as a freshman for the Salukis. Looking to get on base, and it's full.
A situation like this, every pitch becomes magnified. Illinois State's dugout begging for everything, anything close. Everybody wants it.
Vermajan, the leadoff hitter next. Another good battle from Bowens. Now Day by no means has been overpowering. 3 strikeouts. A lot of lazy pop-ups.
Sure thing, and that's what we talked about earlier. She's a pop-up pitcher. She tries to get batters to hit the ball in the air, let that defense work.
There's a leadoff walk. Second time the leadoff runner's been on. Third base runner of the day for SIU. Hit by pitch, E5, walk. Vermajan, Baranski, and now Bowens.
What a tough spot to come into. I said it was a good idea to pinch hit, and I think I stand by that comment, but Bowens, like, coming off the bench like that, you know the gravity of the situation, no hitter on the line. Got to get on base for your team, and she comes through with a big walk and battle off a couple of tough pitches. She did her job.
Here's arguably the best hitter in the league so far this season, Maddie Vermajan. Salukis haven't gotten a base runner to second so far. All 3 base runners stationary at first. You think about this, Will. Of course, the no-hitter on the line. That's what Illinois State's thinking about. But another walk, another error, some kind of base runner here. The tying runs at the plate. All of a sudden, you're not just thinking about keeping hits off the board.
And at that point, exactly like you're saying, you're just trying to maintain the win here, especially starting off 0-4 in Valley play. If something gets going here, reaches on a error, something of the like, and the heart of their Saluki order coming up, you kind of throw the no-hitter out the window a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's there, and I bet it's on everyone's mind, but you're just trying to get a win at this point, especially if it comes to runners in scoring position, tying run at the plate.
Morgan Day bidding for her 4th win on her freshman season. Vermajan, a painful strike 2.
The last thing you want to do is start counting outs if you're Illinois State. Just focus on your preparation, the game plan, attacking hitters inside, outside, what have you. There's that shin guard going to work there.
It's a pretty dramatic weight transfer with Vermajan, isn't there?
It was. I didn't get a good look at it there, but she does. She starts. This is kind of where the leg kick doesn't matter because she's already on her back leg to start.
Struck her out. 4th strikeout for Morgan Day. Went away from Vermajan.
It was a great pitch. Ball tailing away, started out over the plate, looked like a pretty good pitch, tried to drive it in the right center, just tailed off the plate, didn't really stand a chance there. It was a great pitch. And what more do you expect on a day like today for Day?
Check that, that's 5 strikeouts for Day. First pitch, a strike to Susie Baranski. One of the 3 base runners today for Southern. 0 for 2, reached on an E5 in the 4th. A year ago, Day, a first-team All-State teamer for Tuscola here in the state of Illinois. 5 outs away from signature outing here in 2018. Ahead on the slapper, Baranski.
It's a great stop by Prater back there. Keeps the runner at first.
Says her favorite athlete of all time is Yadi Molina, looking a little bit like the Cardinals veteran over there, minus the snap throw.
Right. Well, she looked up. She was locked and loaded there.
And minus like 2 pounds of pine tar on the helmet too.
Probably, and on the chest protector. You see that last year?
Yeah,
the ball stuck
break
to
ball
him.
got stuck on his chest protector.
I don't think he's got pine tar on his chest protector or anything like that. It was just a freak accident.
Right.
When you think you've seen it all, right?
Velcro. Just misses. 2-2.
Another great pitch. 1-2. It's a great spot to be. You want to go low and away. Go for soft contact. That looked pretty far outside. It looked a little bit better from up here, but it's a good call. Ball out. It's a great, better pitch though. Better execution. Going right where you need to be.
And the count goes to full. Southern on the verge of having 2 base runners on for the first time of the day against Day.
And the last thing you want to do here is walk Baranski and have
who's
Massa
coming up
on deck. Exactly. She's looming. She's hungry. She hasn't had a great day today, and she's gonna give her another tough at bat if she walks Baranski right here.
Swing and a miss. Big scream out for Day on the circle.
You think she wants it? Think she knows what's on the line right now?
Here's another look at it, Will.
And at that point, that's not fishing out, going on the corner. That's just putting it out there and say, go ahead and hit it if you can. That's just power pitching right there. Great spot. It's a tough spot to be if you're Baranski, but that was a phenomenal pitch.
6 strikeouts for Morgan Day. Caitlin Moss at the plate. Let's see if she can pass the torch, get the tying run to the plate. Massa nothing for 2 off Day. She's matched her season high in strikeouts with 6. That 6 strikeout performance, by the way, came in 9 1/3 innings at LSU back in early March. 6 strikeouts and 5 2/3 today against the Salukis. By the way, that was number 10 LSU at the time.
It's not an easy ball club to go up against.
Ball flown to center. Weeble has it for out number 3. Day 3 outs from history. 3-0 Redbirds. Couple of former high school softball players, now Saluki basketball players. Abby Brockmeyer there on the right, former Litchfield star in softball and basketball. Rachel Pulaski from Fort Zumwalt High School in the St. Louis area. One of the best defenders in the Valley as a freshman this year on the basketball court. Taking in some softball, Morgan Day has been dominant for the Redbirds. Changes for the Salukis as we start the 7th. Jenny Jansen making her 3rd appearance at shortstop on the year in place of Savannah Fisher coming in from center. Brittany Turner's out in left field. One of the 5 seniors for SIU. With Brianna Jones looking to get the Salukis back to the plate against Day. Riley Strandgard, Andrea Corsi, and Alyssa Wiebel. 3 due up for the Redbirds. Strandgard today and on in back-to-back plate appearances. A couple of walks. Came around to score in the third. Stranded at second in the fourth. 2 earned runs allowed by Savannah Dover, 1 unearned. 1 run across for the Redbirds on a hit by pitch in the second, and a 2-run single by Wiebel in the third, accounting for the only scoring. Brianna Jones in out of relief. And a 4-pitch walk to start the 7th. How about that? 3 walks to Strandgard. Consecutive plate appearances.
Not what you're looking for to start an inning. 4-pitch walk, especially coming into your 6-7 hitters now, the ones that have done the damage today. Jones will have to try and work out of it now.
Here's Corsi, strike 1. First 11 games of her freshman season, hit .400. Lines it towards short over Jansen for a hit. That's the 7th Redbird hit here in game 2.
Another good swing and fastball. Pitch inside that she fights to get inside of and gets a little backspin on it. Just out of the reach of the outstretched Jansen. Good piece of hitting on a tough pitch.
Jansen, the typical center fielder, did play shortstop at Warrenton High School in Missouri. We spoke on that in game 1, how there's shortstops all over the field for SIU. That's where you put your best athletes, right?
Exactly.
That's why Will Farmer played shortstop. Well, they're loaded after Alyssa Wiebel's 3rd hit of the game for Illinois State. Single, 2 RBI single, ground out to the pitcher, and another single, and they're loaded after the leadoff walk to Strandgard.
How many times did those leadoff walks score? It's got to be
like 40% of the time, I think. Caitlin Daly.
Another interesting situation. Maybe you're thinking that they would bunt with 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Let your hot hitter swing away, right?
Right.
Paid off.
Illinois State looking for insurance here. 3 feels like more than enough with Morgan Day in the circle.
Especially today. But like we mentioned, if Salukis can somehow find a way to get a base runner on with a hit maybe, let the air out of the balloon a little bit, maybe rally around it, change the momentum.
Well, Jones is 35th in the nation in strikeouts, 3rd in the Valley. Be big here with Strandgard at 3rd. Corsi at 2nd. And Wiebel at 1st after her 3rd hit of the day. And there's strike 2. Strikeout here, double play gets you out of it.
Exactly, and this is the situation where you're going for a strikeout. You're not going to feed anything over the middle of the plate. You're going to be trying to be perfect here, get her to chase. If anything, weak contact, maybe try and turn a double play.
Infield is in, bloop to shallow right. Baranski on, makes the catch. So that was a situation where the infield being in nearly bit SIU.
Sure did. Baranski had to go, that had to have been 90 feet just to make that play. She went a long way on a ball that was probably a routine pop out to second base if the infield's not in. It's a great play by our right fielder.
Riley Phipps pinch hit in game 1. Went after the first pitch. It led to an RBI. RBI ground out for Phipps in game 1. Melinda Fisher making the change after Prater was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So it's Phipps to the plate with 1 out, the bases loaded. Illinois State already leading by 3. First pitch blazes in there, strike 1. Phipps a strikeout candidate. Last Sunday had 3 strikeouts in the game against Missouri State. Pops this one to center. Baranski again. This one might be deep enough. Strandgar attacks from third. Strong throw. She's safe. What a throw from Baranski. Great slide by Strandgar.
It's a great piece of hitting to get the ball in the right center field, and it's a tough play for Baranski. She's got to move away from home plate. She's running towards center field. Her weight and her momentum is taking her away from home plate, but even to get that ball online is a tremendous effort. Just not in time. Can't speak enough of how great of a play that was, even though Illinois State was able to get a run across.
So sac fly for Riley Phipps. Both of her pinch hit appearances today have led to runs driven in. Runners at second and third with 2 away for Turgeon.
If you're Jones here, you're just trying to limit the damage. Runner's still on scoring position here. You got the bottom of the lineup. You got 9, the 9-hole hitter up in Turgeon. You're trying to get out of this, keep it a 4-run game. That's all you're trying to do. You don't want to load the bases up again with a walk or let up a base hit. You're doing your best here to keep it right where it is, because if you're going to have a chance against Day right now, you've got to leave it at a 4-run game minimum.
Rolled to third foul. Due up for the Salukis in the bottom of the 7th. It's Jansen, Brown, and Jones. 4, 5, 6. Blue towards short. Jansen out. It falls for a hit in front of Turner. 2 more score.
It's another good piece of hitting by Turgeon. Another tough pitch in on the hand. She fights it off over another outstretched Jenny Jansen. Valiant effort by Saluki left fielder, but to no avail. Lays out, ball kicks away, 2-run score. Illinois State putting the heat on now.
Redbirds double their lead in this 7th inning. Now the question is, with what's on the line for Day in the circle in the next half inning, does it help or hurt having a long top half of the inning?
I'm sure she's thinking about it a little bit, but she's probably itching to get back out there. She just wants to finish this off. I'm sure she's more concerned about getting a win for her team. If she ends up making history, throwing a no-hitter, so be it, but she's probably looking to get a win for Illinois State, get them in the win column in the Valley.
Illinois State in good position for win number 1. Started the weekend 0-3, 0-4 after game 1. Bidding for 1 and 4 here. Quick meeting from Carrie Blaylock. Brianna Jones, long day of work for her. Complete game coming out in relief in game 2.
She looked tremendous in her first game. She even looked good in this game too. Just a couple bad breaks for her for the Salukis. A couple jam shots that found some holes. Illinois State, obviously they'll take it.
Feldy to deep center. And the side is retired. 3 more added by the Redbirds. Morgan Day coming back out with history on the line. No hits on the board for SIU. Bottom of the 7th. Next.
Are we doing one with Illinois State? Are we?
Morgan Day 3 outs away from the first no-hitter in Illinois State history since 2011 when Taylor Baxter did it against Central Connecticut State. Just a freshman, had 2 no-hitters in high school. She'll have to do it against the beef of the Saluki order. Jansen, Brown, and Jones, 4, 5, and 6. 3 base runners on the day yielded. A walk, a hit by a pitch, and an error. That's it. There's strike 1.
Going through the toughest part of the Saluki order. 4, 5, 6, like you said. It's never easy, is it? 3 outs.
No. But Day's been tested. Her debut in college was against number 6 Florida. Been in the circle in some high leverage spots before Valley play.
Absolutely.
Jansen, big cut and a miss. Day hit kind of a hiccup heading into this outing. Last 5 outings, her ERA was above 10. But has wins against Indiana, has wins against Purdue. And looking for win 4 as a freshman. And a series split with Southern.
I'm sure she's going to tell you that the more important stat of today, if she does come out of here with a no-hitter, is that she got her team in the win column in the Valley. Nothing like getting a little bit momentum after their slow start, like we said, you had to take with a grain of salt against the kind of teams that they played. But after being picked number 1 preseason and then going to Missouri State, getting swept, and then losing your first game here, 0-4, they're just trying to get to 1-4 right now. That's all she's thinking about, I'm sure.
Strength against strength. Day to Jansen, and Day wins that battle. New career high, 7 strikeouts.
It's a great pitch. You just kept climbing the ladder, started the middle of the zone, worked up, and just got Jansen to chase a pitch that really probably didn't have a prayer at hitting. It's a great pitch, worked out of the zone. That's what you got to do, especially when you have it working. Seems like anything you throw is just unhittable.
Freshman on freshman matchup. Megan Brown 0 for 2, flew out to left field her last time. Two outs to get, no hits for the Salukis. Popped up right side. Spence, 2 away. Morgan Day 1 out away. The Tuscola, Illinois native. Born July 1st, 1999, one of the youngest players on this team. On the cusp, the first no-hitter since 2011.
She's got to do it against Sydney Jones, who gave her a run, missed a double by a matter of inches back in that 5th inning.
2 career no-hitters in high school for Morgan Day. Strike 1. Jones trying to keep it alive for SIU, down 6.
Trying to make a perfect pitch here, try to get something on the off the outside corner, breaking away from Jones. Just missed. It was a good idea. Working away, trying to get some soft contact again. Maybe avoid the middle half of the plate, middle in, from what Jones did a couple innings ago.
Popped up, will it stay in? It won't. Think that heart's racing a little bit right now?
I'm sure the heart rate's up a little bit. Is yours?
Just a bit. I would guess that Morgan Day's in the target heart rate zone. 1 pitch away. Line to left, a base hit.
never easy, is it? Great short swing, 2-strike swing. That's the kind of situation when you do want to shorten up, maybe put something in play. Prevent history from being made against your team. Good swing by Sydney Jones, but still a tremendous outing by Morgan Day. You can't speak enough about how dominant she's been all day.
And now Kylie Decker to try to extend it. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. This is probably one of the toughest situations in sports.
Oh, it has to be.
The pitcher Day having a no-hitter through 6 2/3, the bounce back. That's why those 3 runs in the top of this inning were that much bigger. She's been a workhorse today, 130 pitches. Illinois State on the verge of snapping an 8-game losing streak. First Valley win, it would be their first road win. Closing out this 32-game road stretch, which, by the way, has included several neutral site games.
That's true. You don't consider those road games neutral site? I guess both.
Not true road games.
Both teams are, I guess, technically on the road.
Fouled back.
Day has been so dominant. Really no solid contact has been made aside from maybe 2 or 3 times. Sydney Jones's aforementioned foul ball by a matter of inches. Jordan Spicer's moonshot deep to left.
Strike 3. A complete game shutout. 1 hitter for Morgan Day. Solid work from the freshman. 6-0 the Redbirds win as Day, mobbed by her teammates, will wrap it up after this. A doubleheader split between SIU and Illinois State. Pretty dominant performance from Morgan Day, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. She had everything working. Breaking ball, changeup, fastball especially, just blowing by hitters. I can remember the Susie Baranski punch out. Full count, maybe a turning point in the game. Only a 3-run game at the time. Just a fastball right down the middle. Just said go out and get it if you can. Just absolutely challenging SIU hitters. And she was maybe not overpowering, but she seemed to be today. She just looked phenomenal.
Well, we'll be joined by Morgan Day here in a minute. She picks up her 4th win in her freshman season, improves to 4-6, a complete game shutout. 1 hitter of the Salukis. That 1 hit came with 2 outs to Sydney Jones in the bottom of the 7th. So these 2 teams split. 6-0 win for Illinois State. SIU took game 1 6-3. And Morgan Day is with us now, the winning pitcher for Illinois State.
Thank you.
Morgan, congratulations on the win, your 4th of the season.
Yes.
Let's start with this. 2 outs, 2 strikes, bottom of the 7th inning. You're 1 pitch away from a no-hitter. What's going through your mind in the circle at that point?
I was just thinking about staying relaxed, and I knew it was going for me, but my teammates didn't say anything about it. And as nice as it would be to have a no-hitter, it was still nice to get the win and the shutout.
How important was this win today for you guys? So much adversity on the road with travel problems and playing such a tough schedule. How important was it to get your first Valley win and you to be such a big part of it today?
This Valley win was vital for our season just because we hadn't had a Valley win yet, and with last weekend at Missouri State and also the previous game this afternoon. And this was so important for our team, confidence-wise and standing-wise in the conference. And it was a great team effort by all, and this was really important for us moving forward.
Morgan, you had 8 strikeouts on the day. What was working for you today? You seem to be overpowering Saluki hitters all day long. What was working for you?
Rise ball all day.
Well, Morgan, congratulations on a dominant performance today in the 1 hitter, and
thank you very much.
Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
That was Morgan Day, 4th win of the season, a complete game, 1 hitter of the Salukis today. We wrap things up here from Carbondale, a doubleheader split. The Salukis win game 1 6-3, and Illinois State behind Morgan Day win game 2 6-0. For Will Farmer, our producer is Dennis Galloway. Our engineer in charge is Jeremy Gibson. I'm Connor Onion saying so long from Carbondale. The final score in game 2, 6-0. Our next telecast of SIU softball is Saturday, April 14th when the Salukis host Indiana State, the first game of a 3-game series at noon. Watch this entire game on replay as well as other productions on our ESPN family of networks by logging on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of The Valley on ESPN.